Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you here today. Look, if you're laser-focused on optimizing your infrastructure, you are exactly in the right place. Today, we're setting the stage for a massive deep dive into Kubernetes, continuous delivery, specifically looking at the landscape in the year 2026. We are way beyond the basics of just, automating deployments here. We're looking at a highly evolved landscape, one shaped by decentralized security models, massive multi-cluster scaling, and some seriously advanced deployment strategies.
Here's our roadmap for today. We're going to start with the micro-foundations of Argo CD's architecture, scale things up with application sets, master risk mitigation with progressive delivery rollouts, and finally culminate in a 2026 market showdown, Argo versus Flux.
Okay, let's dive into this. The GitOps landscape has honestly reached a critical threshold. Get this, in 2026, a staggering 64% of enterprises report using GitOps as their primary delivery mechanism. That adoption rate is driving huge, measurable increases in infrastructure reliability and rollback velocity. But it begs a really critical question for all of us. Is your strategy truly ready for the demands of this new era? To figure that out, we really need to understand exactly how these tools function right at their core.
Section 1. Inside Argo CD architecture, the core foundation.
To demystify things under the hood, think of Argo CD kind of like a giant, highly automated factory. First up, you have the API server, which is a gRPC and REST server. It basically acts as the front desk. It receives the incoming request from the web UI, the CLI, or your CI/CD systems. Next, it hands things off to the repo server. You can think of the repo server as the factory's archivist. It interacts directly with your Git repositories, clones the blueprint, and, crucially, caches that data locally in Redis for 24 hours. This keeps requests lightning fast and really reduces the stress on Git. Finally, the application controller takes that cached blueprint and actually builds and deploys the application right into your Kubernetes cluster.
Let's zoom in on that application controller for a second, because this is where the real magic happens. So the application controller is a Kubernetes controller that continuously monitors your running applications. It looks at the live state in your cluster and compares it directly against the desired target state stored in Git. If it detects an out-of-sync status, meaning, say, someone manually changed something in the cluster or a new commit was merged in Git, boom, it triggers the deployment pipeline to take corrective action, pulling everything right back into alignment. It's relentless, automated consistency.
Section 2. Scaling with Argo application sets, from micro to macro.
Deploying one app? Pretty easy. But deploying 50 apps across 30 clusters? That is an absolute operational nightmare. To solve this sprawling pain point, we use an application set. Simply put, it's a templating mechanism that lets you create or modify multiple Argo CD applications simultaneously. Instead of managing individual Argo CD application resources for every single deployment, you just manage one single application set custom resource. It acts as a dynamic factory that spins off individual applications targeting multiple destination clusters or namespaces, all based on the parameters you feed it.
So how do we feed parameters into these templates? We use what Argo calls generators. The list generator is super straightforward. It constructs fixed key-value parameters, like a hard-coded list of cluster URLs. The cluster generator is much more dynamic. It automatically targets clusters managed by Argo CD by reading Kubernetes secrets, feeding cluster names and URLs right into your template. And the matrix generator? Wow, that's where the power absolutely multiplies. It literally lets you combine outputs from two different generators. You can take a list of 3 apps and deploy them across a dynamic cluster list, instantly generating all the necessary Argo CD applications in an absolute flash.
Section 3. Mastering progressive delivery rollouts, risk mitigation at scale.
When you're deploying across multiple clusters, the danger of a bad update increases exponentially. Standard, native Kubernetes rolling updates offer no blast radius control and no automated rollback. And that's exactly why we need Argo rollouts. On one hand, we have blue-green deployments. This is where you bring up a fully deployed new version, a preview service, run deep functional tests on it without live traffic, and then instantly cut the traffic over. On the other hand, we have the canary strategy. Here, traffic shifts gradually to the new version in weighted percentages over time, say 10%, then wait, then 30%, and so on. Both of these progressive strategies allow for deep stress checks before fully committing, which drastically shrinks your blast radius.
But Argo rollouts doesn't achieve this risk mitigation alone. It flawlessly integrates with your existing external providers. It hooks right into your ingress controllers and service meshes to physically shape and shift the traffic.
Simultaneously, it queries external metric providers like Prometheus or Datadog to verify your key business KPIs. So if error rates suddenly spike during a 10% Canary rollout, the controller automatically aborts and rolls back the update. It is entirely hands-off risk mitigation, which is just brilliant.
Section 4. Argo versus Flux in 2026. The Great Showdown.
Now for the highly anticipated architectural showdown. While both are Cloud Native Computing Foundation graduated giants, their underlying philosophies actually diverge sharply. Argo CD utilizes a centralized hub-and-spoke model. It sits in a management cluster and orchestrates out to your spoke clusters, centralizing credentials and offering a single pane of glass. Flux CD, conversely, operates as a set of independent modular agents residing within every single target cluster. It's a completely decentralized GitOps toolkit approach. Because Flux is localized, it strictly uses an inside-out, pull-based network model, meaning it requires zero inbound network connectivity.
The crucial security takeaway here is that because Argo's management cluster dictates state across your entire infrastructure, it literally must possess the keys to the kingdom for every single production cluster it touches. In the 2026 threat landscape, this concentration of credentials represents a massive security blast radius. It requires rigorous hardening. And this is exactly why Flux's edge-friendly isolation, where credentials never actually leave their local cluster, has made it overwhelmingly popular in decentralized sectors like telecommunications and manufacturing.
But hey, do not underestimate Argo's power, especially at scale. 50,000. That is the number of applications a single instance of Argo CD 3.3 can now manage. Performance at a centralized scale was always kind of Argo's challenge, but the 3.3 release introduces opt-in support for shallow cloning, which drops Git fetch times from minutes down to just seconds. Furthermore, they optimized their source hydrator to track state using Git notes rather than creating new commits for every single run. This massively reduces commit noise in high-frequency pipelines, pushing Argo's scaling limits straight through the roof.
And this brilliantly illustrates another profound architectural divergence: how they handle Helm, the industry-standard package manager. Argo CD performs what is essentially a Helm template. It renders the chart into plain Kubernetes YAML and then applies it. Now, it offers great transparency, but you actually lose native Helm lifecycle management. Flux, on the other hand, uses the native Helm SDK to perform actual installs and upgrades. This means Flux-managed applications remain fully visible to standard Helm command line tools, and they maintain support for native Helm hooks and rollback mechanisms.
Looking at the latest 2026 enterprise features, we see Argo focusing heavily on lifecycle management. Argo CD 3.3 introduces pre-delete hooks to safely drain traffic or export data before destroying resources. It also adds OIDC background token refresh to stop those annoying login timeouts, and of course maintains its granular user access RBAC system. Meanwhile, Flux CD 2.8 makes a massive push to close the developer visibility gap by introducing a brand new web UI. It also leverages server-side apply with Helm v4 to reduce code conflict storms and introduces interruptible reconciliation. This means it literally drops what it's doing to instantly apply emergency fixes the second a Git commit is detected, drastically slashing your mean time to recovery.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final, pretty provocative question. Will you centralize your governance with Argo or decentralize your autonomy with Flux? The 2026 GitOps landscape gives us two incredibly powerful, mature tools, but they demand that you fundamentally understand your own topology, your security boundaries, and your unique scaling needs. Thank you so much for joining me today. Keep learning, stay focused, and I will catch you in the next explainer.